Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're doing something a little different, a little bit retro, and hopefully, a lot of fun. In my hand, I have the Sony Xperia X Performance. Now, for those of you who might remember, this phone was released way back in 2016. That's almost a decade ago. And the big question we're tackling today is, can you still use the Sony Xperia X Performance as a daily driver in 2025? We're going to dive deep into its software, camera, battery, and, of course, that classic Sony audio experience to see if it holds up. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the heart of any modern smartphone, its software. The Xperia X Performance originally launched with Android 6.0 Marshmallow and officially updated to Android 8.0 Oreo. Now, in 2025, that's several generations behind. Many newer apps, especially graphically intensive games or social media apps with advanced features, either won't run at all or will be incredibly sluggish. Think about banking apps that require newer security protocols, or even streaming apps that might demand updated OS versions. However, for basic tasks, web browsing on a lighter browser, sending messages, making calls, and using simpler, older versions of apps, it's surprisingly functional. The Snapdragon 820 was a flagship chip, and it still crunches through basic tasks okay. But don't expect buttersmooth scrolling or instant app launches. There's a noticeable delay with almost everything. Next, let's talk about the camera. Sony phones have always been known for their camera technology, and the Xperia X Performance packed a 23MP rear sensor with predictive hybrid autofocus. In 2016, this was cutting edge. But what about 2025? In bright, ideal lighting conditions, the photos are decent. You can still get a perfectly shareable image for social media, especially if you're not pixel peeping. Video recording at 1080p is okay.
Xperia X Performance, 1080p 30 fps. Stabilization is pretty good actually. This device does not really have like OIS, but still the electronic stabilization doing pretty well job. I'm not seeing any kind of shake or anything like that. Doing pretty well according to its age. Not bad, I think better than the today's like mid-range devices. Quite good. Let's check the focus. Focusing is not so good. Yep. I think it's okay. My phone is here.
Now, the dreaded topic for any older phone, battery backup. My test unit, unsurprisingly, struggles. A full charge might get you through a few hours of very light use, maybe checking emails and some browsing. But anything more intensive, like watching YouTube or playing even a simple game, will drain it incredibly fast. Finally, let's talk about something Sony has always excelled at, audio. The Xperia X Performance retained the 3.5mm headphone jack, a feature many modern phones have sadly abandoned for audiophiles or anyone who prefers wired headphones. This is a huge plus. And the audio quality through the jack is still excellent. Sony's audio processing, even on older hardware, holds up really well. If you have a good pair of headphones, this can still be a fantastic portable music player. It also features front-facing stereo speakers,
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
While they don't have the bass or loudness of some modern flagships, they provide a much more immersive audio experience than many bottom-firing speakers, especially for watching videos or listening to podcasts. They sound clear and are perfectly adequate for casual listening. So, for music lovers, especially those with a wired headphone collection, the audio experience is surprisingly robust and enjoyable in 2025. this is definitely one area where it still shines. So, after all that, can you still use the Sony Xperia X Performance as a daily driver in 2025? My short answer is, technically, yes, but practically, no. It's a fantastic trip down memory lane, and it still holds up for very, very basic tasks like calls, texts, and maybe a dedicated music player with wired headphones. The build quality is still solid, and that classic Sony design is timeless, but the outdated software poses significant security risks and app compatibility issues. The camera is severely outclassed, and the battery life is just abysmal. If you have one lying around, it's a cool device to tinker with, maybe as an emergency backup or a dedicated media player for an older car. But as your main phone in 2025, you'll be constantly frustrated by its limitations. It's a testament to how rapidly smartphone technology has evolved in less than a decade. The Xperia X Performance was a performance phone in its day, but time, as it always does, moves on. What do you guys think? Did you ever own an Xperia X Performance? Would you ever consider trying to use an old phone like this today? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this retro review, please hit that like button, subscribe for more tech content, and I'll see you in the next video.